Hey, it's David Farmer, and today we're going to look at Express Cash Offer and how you can provide a real offer to customers in real time while they're on your dealership website. We all know that today, more than ever, vehicle acquisition has changed. And companies like Carvana, CarMax, Vroom, Shift, all of these online retailers and or brick and mortar locations are changing the vehicle acquisition game. Dealers today have to be able to compete on a much higher level than they have had in the past if they want to succeed. And that is from a vehicle acquisition standpoint, a customer acquisition standpoint, or to be able to provide some sort of digital retailing experience on your dealership's website to be able to compete with companies like I mentioned. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at one way that you can accomplish this goal and to be able to provide a real offer to customers in real time by utilizing our Express Cash Offer technology. Now, whether you want to use our technology or any other technology in the marketplace, I think the fundamentals that we're going to discuss in this video are the things that you're going to want to accomplish when deciding what technology works best, but more importantly, how the customer is going to engage with that solution before making the determination to get a value from your dealership website, and then what happens after and how we can encourage that customer to do business with you by looking at how you can follow up with the customer on the phone and utilizing your CRM for email templates. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we're talking about, and that is by going to some of our demo websites that are out there right now. So what I'm going to do is let's first take a look at wahoocar.com. Now, wahoocar.com is really just our demo website. So it allows us to showcase all of our technologies, including the Express Cash Offer solution. Now, on this page right here, this is what we consider our companion website. Now, this is not designed to replace your existing dealership website. It is designed to work in conjunction with your existing dealership website to provide a new and different way for customers to engage on your dealership website. Now, when you utilize our technologies, you have the ability to use a companion site like this. We can incorporate all of your dealership's inventory. We can create a super fast and highly optimized search results page and vehicle display page with multiple conversion points based on the iSuite of technology. But most importantly is the home page. Now, what I do want to say about the companion website is that it is built for speed. Now, I know that you might be thinking, well, every dealership website is built for speed. And I want to put a challenge out there. If you go to Google and just type in Google Page Speed, that's going to pull you up to the Google Page Speed Insights website. This is where you can just plug in your dealership website and it'll score your home page on many different metrics, but most importantly, it's going to give you an overall score. Now, if we do the same thing, which I'll pull up one of our page speed insights for one of our sites, you'll see that we are scoring 98 out of a possible 100. Now, I can probably guarantee that your dealership website is not going to perform this well. We spent the last 18 months developing our companion sites specifically for speed and being able to provide a great customer experience. Now, I'm kind of going off the deep end talking about this companion site, but this is a way where we can engage with customers utilizing digital marketing or even traditional marketing to drive awareness to your dealership's digital footprint and provide this opportunity for a customer to get a real offer in real time. Now, if you compare this technology or experience, you're going to find that it's going to be very similar to the experience that you would get if you went to Carvana, CarMax, Vroom, Shift, really any of those top level public company websites. And what we want to be able to do is provide a very frictionless experience, which frictionless is kind of like getting the fastest solution with the least amount of input. So the maximum output, least amount of input. And we can do that with our Express Cash Offer solution right on this homepage. And it's going to be super fast, as I just showed you. So the first thing I'm going to do to be able to provide this, to get this Express Cash Offer, let me just go ahead and jump into our search results page, where we're going to be able to pull up inventory. I'm just going to go in and grab a used car that I have in here for a test. Let's go back a few years. Let's go ahead and do an F-150 2018. Now, right from the home page, I can enter in my plate number, or I can enter in my VIN number. Once I've entered my VIN number, I'm just going to paste in there. I'm going to select the state, and I'm going to put in some miles. Let's say it's 35,000 miles. From this point, I'm going to be able to click that Get Offer button and then open up or launch into the Express Cash Offer technology. Now, if I didn't have a VIN, we do have the opportunity for a customer to get an estimate right here. This is where we can provide the customer a book value for their vehicle. If they're not sure what a VIN is, they can just open up this little explainer right there, and that's going to show off what a VIN is and where they can get it on their dealership, or I'm sorry, on their vehicle. Now, when I'm ready, I can just hit the Get Offer button. It's going to launch our Express Cash Offer technology. It's going to pre-fill the VIN, the state, and the miles, and then I have the ability to just click Get Started to complete the process. Now, before I go a little bit further, I do want to explain how this technology differs than other technologies in the marketplace. Now, one of the things that we've really focused on in the last 18 months, like I mentioned, is the ability to provide a second-to-none mobile experience. And that starts with our user interface. I'm going to show off a couple features of this user interface. Number one, it's independent of your dealership's website. It is embedded on the site, but it really acts almost like it's a separate browser, where I can grab this title bar and I can move it around. We know that customers aren't going to necessarily move it around, but it does illustrate how this integrates with your site. It's in your site, it's on your site, and it works the exact same on a mobile device. We keep the customer on your dealership URL. We open this right on top, and again, we'll be right on top on a mobile device as well. We can have you launch into this technology by having it either docked on the right-hand side if you like. We can have it docked on the left-hand side if you like, or we can have it docked center. We also even have integrated chat. So right from any position, we could open up chat, and it's going to open up our chat interface right over on the right-hand side. But for this experience, let's go ahead and just keep it docked center and allow me to take these next steps, and so you can see how frictionless this can be. So first of all, I'm just going to hit Get Started, and we are going to capture the customer's first name, last name, email address. Now, we work with the top email validator technology to verify that this is a real email address that's being entered in, and to make sure that the data that we're getting to your dealership CRM is going to be accurate. It would not allow me to go forward if it was a bad email address. I take the next step. One of the ways that we can keep this extremely frictionless is to ask a single question for the evaluation of the condition of the vehicle. Now, this is going to provide a frictionless experience. It's going to provide full transparency, but it is going to build in a little bit of flexibility once that customer visits your dealership showroom. So in my case, I'm going to say my car is pretty awesome. If I'm not sure what that is, I can answer that question by reading through the characteristics that a vehicle would need to qualify for to be considered 3 stars or pretty awesome. Now, we give our dealers the ability to customize a lot of this interface, whether it's the colors, whether it is the text descriptions of the 4 different star values. Now, I do have the ability to provide information to the dealer whether I have a balance on the vehicle or I don't have a value on a balance on this vehicle, and I can go ahead and take this next step. Now, we also do give the customer the ability to upload images of their vehicle. Now, this really allows us to gauge the intent level of our consumers in really looking at getting a value to sell their vehicle. We find that about 15% of all of the customers that go through the Express Cash Offer system will upload images of their vehicle. Now, this is going to work great on a mobile device. It's going to work great on a tablet, even work really well on a desktop device where you can save photos to your computer and just upload them right into the system, or you can use your camera on your mobile device and take photos of that vehicle and upload that into the system. And let's just go ahead and see what this looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on my front. I do have some saved images here. Let's go ahead and pick the front of my vehicle. And it looks like the rear of my vehicle. Looks like these images are stuck in my iCloud. They're coming down right now. Odometer. Passenger side. Driver side. And then finally, the VIN number. So all of these images are going to be uploaded into our system, and you can see that we got the little the progress bar right there, allowing time for those images to be uploaded into the system, and then we can go ahead and click this next step. Now, one of the things that you might have noticed on the front page of our Express Cash Offer user interface is that it did have a video. Now, I would recommend taking the minute in watching that video. It's an explainer video that is tied to your dealership's branding and OEM color theme with our OEM illustrations. We also include that video right here in this user interface, providing information on what they need to do, why they do it, and how the whole process works. We even have dealers utilizing this video as Facebook advertising content to drive awareness for the Express Cash Offer in marketing. We can also include this in bulk emails, which we're going to show a couple examples of a little bit later. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip this. I'm going to go next, and then bingo. I'm done. How frictionless was that? All I had to do was share my information, select a star value. I chose to upload some images, and I have my Express Cash Offer. Now, we legitimize this offer by providing the authorization number and the expiration date. It's a 7-day offer. I'm going to say, okay, I got it. I know what that is. And now I can schedule a vehicle inspection. Now, that's one of the things that we describe in the video itself is how the process works. Get your offer, visit the dealership and complete a brief on-site inspection, and then get paid. Those are the three marketing pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and select my appointment date or request an appointment date and time. I can pick a appointment day, a day part, and then an individual time. And now for some dealerships and dealership groups, you might have multiple locations. So we have a multiple location selector right in our user experience. Now a customer can select what's going to be the closest. If they want to see where their address is in relationships to these dealerships, they can do it just by starting to type their address. We're going to serve up what is the most likely address that they're looking for, including a apartment number or suite number, and you can see that we're going to be able to show that on a map. And then I'm going to be able to complete the process, and then we're going to provide an Express Cash Offer certificate. Now, really the goal with this Express Cash Offer certificate is to tie the experience of what happens online to what happens offline in the dealership showroom. Now, we know there's a lot of customers that are looking to complete their entire transaction online, and you can do that. You can utilize Express Cash Offer or any of our technology to be able to provide a full online experience. But we're still living in a world where most of the customers are going to visit your dealership showroom, your beautiful dealership showroom, and deal with your salespeople when they handle a transaction. So what we want to be able to do from a technology standpoint is we want to be able to have some sort of mechanism that ties the experience from your dealership website to what is going to happen on your dealership showroom, and do it in a way that is going to shorten the sales process and add value to the overall experience. Now, one of the biggest complaint customers have today about an experience in a dealership showroom is that it takes too long. The second biggest complaint that they have is that the information and the work that they do on a dealership's website rarely translates into the experience in the dealership showroom, and they feel like they have to start all over. So the mechanism that we're using with this Express Cash Offer worksheet, this check, is going to bridge the gap between the website experience and the showroom experience by utilizing this Express Cash Offer certificate. It's very easy for the customer to come into the dealership and say, hey, I was on your website and I got an Express Cash Offer for my vehicle, and I'm looking at completing the inspection so I can sell you this car. Now you have the ability to have your salespeople to address that. And what we recommend with all of our technology solutions is that you train your salespeople on how to do that effectively. So when a customer comes in and says, hey, I was on your website and this is what I want to do, you have a format to be able to do that, and then transition that opening, that greeting experience, into the second step of the process. You know, by utilizing word tracks like thank you for visiting our dealership website and getting your Express Cash Offer. Some of our best customers do that. So thank you for doing that. We can save a lot of time while you're here today. Why don't you follow me? Let's go inside. Let's pull up your information on the computer system and get into that vehicle inspection. Now you can use that same framework, whether that customer registered for a Visa Reward Card test drive, whether they got pre-qualified and got their free credit score, or they configured their deal and got their payment. All of those can utilize that type of greeting and transition statement to get the customer into your dealership showroom and save the customer time and take that time and that friction out of the sales experience. The more that you can do that, today, the happier your customers are going to be, and the more business that you're going to be able to do. Bridging the gap between the showroom, the online experience, and the showroom experience. All right, enough said. So what I want to do today is finish up this video and talking a little bit about, well, what is that value? And that's probably going to be the deciding factor on whether or not you'd want to utilize a solution like this. So what we've done is we've teamed up and we've created a technology stack that allows us to do things like take a plate number and turn it into a VIN. Take that VIN number and convert that to a year, make, model, and trim, and with all of the adds and deducts and options for that vehicle. We also put in that technology stack the availability to bring in the vehicle history and have that influence the value. So if you have a 3-year-old rental car and a 3-year-old one-owner local vehicle, that one-owner local vehicle is going to be worth more than that rental car. If you have a vehicle that has a bad title, whether it's a rebuilt or flood, or it's had an airbag deployment, that car is going to be worth less than the vehicle that has a clean title. So those things are immediately taken in consideration. We're also going to have all of that auction data available, and we're going to be able to bring in 3 different values for that vehicle. Those 3 different values, you then have the ability to augment so you can influence those values. So one way to do it is with our standard Express Cash Offer matrix. That's where you're going to apply a standard adjustment to those values. So for example, maybe you want to start with an average value, and then you can use that average value for your 4 different star values. For example, maybe you want to be 95% of that average value for 1 star, 98% of that average value for 2 stars, and then maybe 103 or 105% for that 3-star rating, and then maybe you take a clean value or the top value as that 4-star value. So the great thing about that is you have the ability to augment those values for your marketplace. So you want to make sure that you're in the game, that you're competitive. You don't want to rely on some third-party value that you don't have any influence on to make sure that you are competitive. And that's going to be week to week, right? So you can even take a vehicle that you have in inventory, shop it against all your other competitors, and find out where you are sitting in that mix. And if it's a core product that you need to stock, maybe you want to adjust the way that you're augmenting those values to provide a super competitive offer. And also keep in mind that you're not going to have any transportation fees or buy fees or auction fees for that vehicle. And if you do it right, you have a great opportunity to sell that customer a replacement vehicle and maybe add some tax savings to that overall evaluation. We've made all of that work very easy with our Express Cash Offer matrix. And we also have created a custom matrix. So for your core product, you can identify your top 10 or top 20 selling makes and models. You can even get more, you can dial those values up to be a little bit more aggressive. And maybe there's a handful of vehicles that you know that you don't do so well. Maybe a certain make or a certain model within that make, or maybe even certain years, you're able to dial those back. Maybe anything that's more than 4 or 5 years old, you want to dial it back a little bit. And anything that's maybe brand new, you want to dial those back a little bit so you can find that sweet spot into 2 to 6 year old vehicles. We have the ability to do that. We also have the ability is actually in beta right now, and we're hoping it's going to be released in the next week or so. But you can actually add additional adjustments based on mileage bands or pricing bands. So if any vehicle comes in that's over $30,000, for example, and you want to dial those percentages back so you're not too competitive in those vehicles, you can do that. Same thing for certain mileage range bands. Anything over 60, 70, 80,000 miles, you can ratchet that back or ratchet it up if that's your sweet spot. So we give you the ability to really influence those evaluations. You can ask custom questions and associate a value with that. For example, has the vehicle ever been smoked in? Maybe you want to deduct a little bit if it has been smoked in. Does it have 4 matching tires? Maybe ratchet it up a little bit if it does. Does it have 2 key fobs and 2 keys? Maybe that's $100 or $200 more. Or if they don't have those, you just deduct $200 or $300 and you have no add if they do. So a lot of flexibility with the Express Cash Offer solution. So as we get wrapped up today, one of the things I did promise a little bit earlier is how you might want to communicate with those customers after they go through this process. And what I'm going to do is, just give me a second here. I'm going to jump into my email. I'm going to open up this Express Cash Offer and go ahead and open this up. So as you can see, this right here is the Express Cash Offer automated response. This is going to automatically hit the customer's email. It's a responsive email template, so it's going to work great on a mobile device as a desktop device. It's going to include all the information, and then right front and center is their Express Cash offer, your make and model. We have the authorization number, and then we also include other marketing pieces for that Express Cash offer. How easy it is to get paid, the dealership promise on what that evaluation is, how you can get a little bit more if you trade it in versus selling. And then we give them the opportunity to shop vehicles from your dealership website or the companion site. And then we could also include other calls to action right from this automated response, such as getting their free credit score and getting pre-qualified, or scheduling a $25 reward for a test drive. So all of this is taken in consideration. The branding that we provide with Express Cash offer and our companion site. Example of what another companion site might look like. We include the video, these branding elements, the promise, all of our OEM illustrations, and an explainer of how this entire process works, and even an example of what an Express Cash offer certificate would look like. After that first initial, we know that some customers they're not going to just automatically respond and just walk in the door. Maybe those customers need a little urging, and we have email templates that you can utilize at your dealership right into your CRM to be able to encourage those customers to come back or visit your dealership showroom. Also, we can encourage them with the Visa reward card if they come in and go through the inspection. And if the vehicle, has been past the 7 days, we have some strong CTAs to refresh their offer and get a new offer. We include all of that branding right in these email templates, and we can work with you and your internet department to customize these templates to work for you. Now, I know this video went a little bit long today, but I appreciate your time so very much. I appreciate your interest in Express Cash offer. And again, I'm hoping that we're sharing some best practices that you can utilize, whether you're using our technology or a technology from another vendor. Really, the key differences is making it as frictionless as possible, making them a custom, super fast landing page experience, make it so the customer has the ability to get a real offer in real time. Make sure you have the ability to influence what that value looks like. You have a nice, clean autoresponder with those branding elements that's going to go out to the customer once they register for the offer, and then you have a way to automatically follow up utilizing your CRM. Again, I appreciate your time and interest for the Entice platform. Now, you're going to find this video plus many others at entice.com.